Sometimes life feels so loud. People are always talking, texting, posting. There is noise everywhere outside and inside. Even when we are alone, our minds are full of words, of thoughts, of worries. But have you ever felt that silence, real silence, can be the most powerful thing in the world? Buddhism teaches us a gentle truth. Silence is not emptiness, silence is space, a beautiful space where peace, wisdom, and healing can begin. Today, I want to take you on a quiet journey, a journey into 5 moments, 5 important moments, when silence is not weakness but strength. Let's begin. The first moment: stay silent when you are angry. Imagine a fire. When anger comes, it burns fast, it burns hot. It wants to jump out through your words, your actions. But if you speak in anger, your words can become knives. They can cut people you love. They can destroy things you cannot rebuild. Buddhism tells a story about two arrows. The first arrow is the pain we cannot avoid. Someone hurts us, life disappoints us. But the second arrow, that is the one we shoot ourselves, our reaction, our anger, our regret. When you stay silent, you do not shoot the second arrow. You stop the pain from growing deeper. When you feel anger rising like a storm, pause, breathe, be with your anger without letting it speak for you. In that silence, you can understand. What am I holding on to? What expectation is hurting me? And slowly, the fire cools, the heart softens, and peace returns. The second moment: stay silent when you hear gossip. Gossip is sweet like honey, but inside it is poison. Words travel fast, hurting people we may not even know well. When you hear someone speaking badly about others, you may feel the pull to join in, to laugh, to add your own words. But in that moment, remember, every word you speak becomes part of who you are. Stay silent, be the calm in the storm. Your silence is not weakness, it is kindness. It says, I will not add more pain to the world. Sometimes by staying quiet, you help others realize. Maybe we don't need to talk about people's mistakes. Maybe we can choose kindness even in our thoughts. The third moment: stay silent during conflict. When people argue, the air becomes heavy, words fly like arrows, blame, anger, fear. In these moments, silence can feel hard. You may want to shout to defend yourself, to prove you are right. But what if you choose silence instead? What if, just for a moment, you listened not with your ears, but with your heart? In silence, you give space, space for wounds to heal, space for understanding to grow. You don't have to agree, you don't have to lose yourself. You simply choose peace over war. And often that silence will speak louder than any words could. The fourth moment: stay silent when you see someone suffering, when someone we care about is in pain. We want to fix it. We want to say, it will be okay. Stay strong. Don't cry. But sometimes, words, even kind ones, cannot reach deep enough. Sometimes the most healing thing you can offer is your quiet presence. Sit beside them, hold their hand. Let your silence say, I see you, I am here, you are not alone. Your stillness can be a soft shelter for their heart. In that silence, they may find their own strength. In that silence, they may hear their own healing voice. The fifth moment: stay silent when you are suffering. Pain will visit all of us. Loss, sadness, fear, they are part of this human life. When you are hurting, the world may ask you to explain, to be strong, to move on. But Buddhism teaches us, you don't have to perform your pain. Sometimes your own silence is your most sacred refuge. In your silence, you can meet your pain fully, honestly. No mask, no pretending. You can let the tears fall. You can let your heart break and begin to heal. You don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to have all the answers. In the deep quiet of your own heart, you will remember everything passes. Even the deepest wounds will soften with time. And in that sacred silence, you will discover a strength you didn't know you had, dear listener. These 5 moments invite us to a deeper life, a life not filled with noise, but filled with presence, with love, with wisdom. Silence is not emptiness, it is the space where real life, the life of the heart, can grow. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, we need silence just as much as we need air. So the next time anger burns, or gossip tempts you, or conflict rises, or pain surrounds you, or sorrow fills your own heart, pause, breathe, and trust in the gentle, healing power of silence, because in the end,